3.4%. Now, if no action is taken, it would increase in July to 6.8%. It would actually double. So by closing a tax loophole on high-income owners of private corporations, the GOP is like, no, we don't think that's a good idea. They don't want people of high income being, having tax loopholes closed up on them. Now, the revenues would have been raised via Medicare and Social Security payroll taxes. Now, the Republicans want to fund the $6 billion cost by repealing the health care reform laws, Prevention and Public Health Fund, which has already been cut by $5 billion in the payroll tax cut bill. So basically, it's more Republican obstruction. They don't care if the kids have to pay more later on, which to me is just financial apartheid, frankly, because the people who are not going to be able to afford it are people in our community. So, frankly, my son isn't going to be able to afford it. So, they're going to put this extra burden on these kids in order to get rid of Obama's healthcare reform law. So, I have a problem with that. I think that they're politicizing something that doesn't need to be politicized. We need to look out for our young people, and we need to further their advancement once they leave, rather than hinder them.
Man, Sally Mae lives with me pretty much. She's moved in because I can't afford her. She's like, I'm just gonna come and stay with you until you pay me off.
Right. Yeah. You would think you were having sex with Sally Mae.
Oh God, I
as
talk
much
to her
money
more than
as
I
you
talk
give.
to anybody. Phone calls, letters, emails. Sally Mae is everywhere, and she's getting money from it. She's getting paid.
Oh yes.
Doesn't stop.
I got
Phone
rid of her
calls,
immediately.
emails. Sally, I would love to take you out to dinner. Maybe we could smooth things over. Maybe we could talk it out. Maybe we could work out a better deal than what we got going on right now. Because you are an expensive date, and I didn't reap all the benefits that I thought I would from dating you, Sally. So give me a call on my number. I know you know it. And maybe we can put a stop payment or forbearance, is that what they call it? I've exhausted those. So if you know another way for me to do it, Sally, we can do it.
Forbearance costs just as much as the regular payment.
Exactly.
And it doesn't take it off, it just goes back.
Exactly. But they don't tell you that when they offer it to you. They just say, here, sign this.
Exactly.
Oh yeah, and you'll get help, and it'll get you in school, and that's all that
That's
matters.
the key word right there. Sign this.
Sign this.
Yes. Understand that, students. Don't sign anything until you read the fine print.
And please do your research, because I was very uneducated in the student loan game when I went to college. For me, it was like, I just want to get in here, whatever I got to sign, whatever I got to do. Right. And I wish I'd have done more research, because there were probably better ways that I could have financed my schooling versus me just taking the loans that they gave me with these extremely high interest rates. I mean, they got it to the point where they had my grandmother calling me and cursing me out because they were calling her.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, she was upset. Like, these people keep calling me. I'm sorry, Grandma. Grandma, I apologize again. But you don't understand how deep Sally Mae's reach goes. They pull up your paperwork and they will call anybody on it, even if you haven't authorized it.
Yep.
A nice place to check anybody looking to go to any college. A good place to look at, which I highly recommend, is ripoff.com.
Ripoff.com.
Ripoff.com. You will see not only schools, but even businesses. Like a lot of these things you see on TV, they will report and tell the real story about how that particular school or business is no good and what they do to rip people off. Now, granted, these days, I can't think of any good school that's not ripping people off, but there are just some worse than others. It's like voting for a Republican candidate. Pick your poison.
Yes.
Even Democrat, too. You know, I hate all of you.
Congratulations,
But,
Mitt Romney.
Yep.
And did you hear the other day Santorum said he fully supports Mitt Romney now?
I thought it was Gingrich.
It was Santorum.
Oh.
They had, you're probably right, but I actually seen an article where Santorum said he fully endorses Mitt Romney now.
He had no choice.
After all the mudslinging and all.
He had no choice. I mean,
I love it though. I love how that process works.
Oh yes.
How you go at somebody, then when you lose, it's like, oh, I've had your back the whole time. All right, yeah, ladies and gentlemen, do your research.
Yes.
So we're gonna keep it moving. We're gonna go to sports and entertainment. Now, Lou, I thought you would find this interesting. I heard the other day that they're doing a Jimi Hendrix biopic. And do you know who they're having to play Jimi Hendrix?
I heard it was Andre 3000.
Andre 3000. I think that is great.
There's a sports player named Jimi Hendrix.
No. Jimi Hendrix, the actual guitar player.
Oh, okay.
As in sports and entertainment, I just kind of grouped.
You know, let me just shut up because I am not in my element.
No, you good. You okay? That's fine. No, Jimi Hendrix, the guitar player,
Gotcha.
the world renowned. I'm not. Are you familiar with Outkast?
A little bit,
The
yeah.
one member of Outkast, the taller, slimmer guy, Andre 3000 is his name. He'll be
Okay.
playing Jimi Hendrix in the biopic, and I think that's great. As far as I can see them, doing the makeup and making him look similar to Jimi Hendrix, and he already has that eccentric style about him anyway.
Mm-hmm.
He's very stylish, very cool cat, and when I heard that, I was like, that's gonna be perfect. I couldn't imagine another person that would play Jimmy any better.
Well, physically, he resembles Jimmy a little bit, and so it's not a big stretch to see him do it. I'll believe it when I see it, because I've been waiting for some movies for a long time. I've been waiting for Spike Lee's Jackie Robinson biopic for
That supposed to come out a long time ago.
for a decade. I've been waiting for the Marvin Gaye bio with Jesse L. Martin for about 6 or 7 years since he left Law and Order. So I wait to see when it comes out, because
Well, Dre, I hope you do it. You know Atlanta will have your back, because you've been a better actor than even what I thought. Thus far, all the movies he's done a commendable job. And every movie he's getting that much better, because everybody wants to know when is Outkast's new CD coming out. Folks, get over it. Outkast isn't putting out a CD right now. Andre 3000 is making too much money doing movies. He's gotten a taste of movie money.
that ship has sailed.
He's gotten a taste of movie money. He said he's going to eventually do a rap album, but I'm sure it's not at the top of his list. He's gotten too many scripts.
What movie has he been in?
He was in Four Brothers. He
Never
was
seen it.
in
What was that sequel to Get Shorty? The one
Be
with-
Cool.
Be Cool. He was in Be Cool.
He was in Be Cool.
I saw that.
He's been in a couple movies. I can't think of him off the top of my head, but I've seen him all. And like I said, he does a commendable job. He's a believable actor.
Gotcha.
He doesn't, how some rappers, they try to overdo it,
Oh yes.
or they just can't play anything outside of themselves. But all his roles they actually produced the movie. What was that called? Man, I can't think of the movie that him and Big Boy did together.
I know what you're talking
Idlewild.
about. Oh yeah,
Idlewild. That was very good. With Paula Patton was in there. That was a pretty good movie. But support Andre 3000. Go to his website. All the information is on there. Shout out. I look forward to the Outkast album. I'll be one of the first people to buy it. And I guess today we're at about 33 minutes, so we're going to end it on sports. There's a lot going on in sports. It is a huge amount going on between the NFL, the NHL, the NBA, MLB. Now, Lou, you're better with baseball than me. My Detroit Tigers, they have been playing well. I was actually watching the highlights earlier. They won again last night.
Yeah.
They've been playing very well, but like I was telling you off the air, Detroit Tigers, I never can get excited because how much has the Tigers done in the postseason?
Well, recently not much, but they have a heck of a lineup.
Yeah.
They're as far as hitting wise, they're magnificent. So, and they do have probably the best pitcher in baseball pitching for them. So,
Tell me about your team, your baseball team.
well, my baseball team is the New York Mets. They're doing pretty well this year. A lot better than people thought they would. They're recently been playing the Phillies, and they've been giving the Phillies a hard time. Phillies are not as good as people anticipated they would be, and right now it looks like the Braves are as good as people thought they might be. So, that back and forth between the Mets and the Braves is gonna make things interesting. As far as your Tigers are concerned, I think they're a fabulous team. The only question I have is their bullpen, how good their bullpen is going to be, and whether they can finish games, because they're certainly going to score runs.
Right.
So that's what I'm waiting on to see how that progresses. Right now, the whole story yesterday was the 4 home runs hit by Josh Hamilton. And like I informed the people at MLB.com when they sent a Twitter out saying, well, did everybody see Josh Hamilton's 4 home runs? I'm like, no, I couldn't see it because unfortunately, MLB TV was showing their daily Yankee game. And if he isn't playing the Yankees, I'm not going to see it.
Yeah.
So, it's very hard to get excited about something when you see it 2 hours later after everybody's already talked about it, and it's like, oh, now look at it. It's like, who cares?
Yeah.
So that's basically how baseball has been for me. I'm not a Yankee fan, so I really avoid MLB TV like the plague because there's just no sense in watching it. If the Mets aren't playing the Yankees, then they're not going to be on there. So there's no reason for me to watch.
Yeah. Yeah, well, that's our MLB moment. We're going to switch gears and go to the NBA. The playoffs have been very, very competitive. There were 3 teams, I believe, yesterday who were on the verge of being swept.
Right.
And all 3 of them won.
Right.
You got the 76ers and the Bulls.
Mm-hmm.
The Bulls were on their way out.
Right.
They won, so now the series is 3-2. You got the Celtics and the Hawks. The Hawks are on their way out, and they have been a disappointment for years.
And the Celtics, by the way, blew a magnificent chance of closing it out because I gave up on the game in the second quarter. Atlanta was shooting 29%, and I believe Josh Smith had gone 0 for 8 up to that point. But like one of the announcers said while I was watching, it's only an 8-point lead.
Yeah.
They're still in it.
Yeah.
And Atlanta found a way to pull it out.
It's going to be difficult for them to go to Boston and win again, though.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, they always play a good series of Boston, and they got Al Horford back.
Right.
So
oh, yeah. He had a great game.
That made it big. Shout out to Al Horford. Me and him are from the same city, so to speak. He played in Grand Ledge, Michigan, which is right next door to my city. We played in the same conference.